The idyllic peace of Pahalgam, a town nestled in the breathtaking landscapes of Indian-administered Kashmir, was shattered on April 22, 2025. Gunmen, their faces hidden behind masks of hate, unleashed a horrifying act of violence, killing 26 innocent people. The world watched in horror as news of the attack spread, a grim reminder of the volatile situation that has plagued the region for decades. The Resistant Front, a militant group with alleged ties to the Pakistan-based Lashkar-e-Taiba, claimed responsibility for the massacre. India was quick to point fingers at Pakistan, accusing its neighbor of orchestrating the attack and providing support to the terrorists. Pakistan vehemently denied any involvement, dismissing the accusations as baseless and counterproductive. The war of words escalated rapidly, with both sides engaging in a blame game that did little to ease the rising tensions. India wasted no time in retaliating, but its weapons of choice were economic and diplomatic. The Indus Water Treaty, a beacon of cooperation amidst decades of hostility, was the first casualty. The agreement, signed in 1960, had survived wars and countless skirmishes, but it could not withstand the icy winds of the latest crisis. India announced its decision to suspend the treaty, cutting off water flow to Pakistan through the rivers that flowed through its territory. The move was a significant escalation, demonstrating India's willingness to use its control over the region's water resources as leverage. Pakistan, already reeling from the economic impact of the global pandemic, found itself further isolated as India severed trade ties and closed its borders. The move dealt a severe blow to Pakistan's economy, particularly its pharmaceutical sector, which relied heavily on Indian imports for raw materials. The suspension of trade, coupled with the water treaty suspension, painted a bleak picture for Pakistan, pushing the two nuclear-armed neighbors closer to the brink. The Kashmir conflict, a long-standing dispute over the Himalayan region, is a tangled web of history, religion, and politics. When the British Empire relinquished control over the Indian subcontinent in 1947, it left behind a legacy of partition, dividing the land into two independent nations, India and Pakistan. Kashmir, with its predominantly Muslim population but ruled by a Hindu Maharaja, became a bone of contention between the two newly formed nations. Unable to decide its fate, the Maharaja opted for independence, a decision that triggered the first of three wars between India and Pakistan over Kashmir in 1947. The war ended in a stalemate, dividing the region along the line of control, with India controlling the majority of the territory. The conflict reignited in 1965, only to end in another inconclusive war that did little to resolve the underlying issues. In 1999, the Kargil War, sparked by Pakistani infiltrators crossing the line of control, brought the two countries perilously close to a nuclear confrontation. The conflict ended with Pakistan withdrawing its troops, but the scars of the conflict continued to fester. Adding fuel to the fire, a separatist insurgency erupted in Indian-administered Kashmir in the late 1980s, claiming tens of thousands of lives. India accused Pakistan of arming and training the insurgents, a charge Pakistan vehemently denied. The conflict has become a deeply emotional issue for both countries, with each side viewing the other as an existential threat. Generations have grown up amidst the shadow of this conflict, their lives intertwined with the cycle of violence and mistrust. The specter of nuclear war hangs heavy over the India-Pakistan conflict, a terrifying reminder of the catastrophic consequences should tensions spiral out of control. Both countries possess nuclear weapons, making any military escalation a gamble with unimaginable stakes. In the aftermath of the Kashmir attack, Pakistani Defense Minister Shireen Mazari issued a stark warning, stating that Pakistan would not hesitate to defend itself if attacked, even if it meant resorting to its nuclear arsenal. India, while refraining from similar rhetoric, made it clear that it would respond decisively to any aggression. Military experts, while acknowledging the possibility of limited military strikes, believe that a full-blown war is unlikely. The potential for catastrophic escalation, particularly given the nuclear dimension, serves as a deterrent, forcing both sides to tread cautiously. However, the risk of miscalculation remains high. The volatile mix of nationalism, religious fervor, and political opportunism creates a dangerous cocktail that could easily ignite a wider conflict. The international community, acutely aware of the stakes involved, has urged both sides to exercise restraint and engage in dialogue. The possibility of a nuclear exchange, however remote, serves as a stark reminder of the need for a peaceful resolution to the Kashmir conflict. The alternative is too horrific to contemplate. As tensions between India and Pakistan reached fever pitch, the international community watched with bated breath, urging both sides to step back from the brink. The United States, a long-standing ally of India, expressed solidarity with its partner, offering condolences for the victims of the Kashmir attack. However, the U.S. also emphasized the need for de-escalation, urging both countries to engage in dialogue and find a peaceful resolution. Iran, a key player in the region, condemned the attack and called for regional cooperation to address the root causes of terrorism. The European Union, echoing similar sentiments, urged both sides to exercise restraint and resume diplomatic efforts. The United Nations, caught in the crossfire of accusations and counter-accusations, called for an independent investigation into the Kashmir attack. The global community recognizes that the Kashmir conflict is not just a regional issue, but a threat to international peace and security. The potential for a nuclear confrontation between India and Pakistan has sent shockwaves across the globe, highlighting the urgent need for a negotiated settlement. The world is watching, hoping that sanity will prevail, and that dialogue, not destruction, will define the future of India-Pakistan relations. The stakes are too high, the consequences too dire, to allow this conflict to escalate.